Hello and welcome to VOS Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. I want to thank you for joining us today on the show. Right here on Red Carpet, each week we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in sports, in film and television from around the world. Now, as you can see, we are socially distancing here in my area. This is a park close to my house. As many of you are socially distancing, we know that lockdown restrictions in some areas, in some cities around the continent, people are starting to get back to work as lockdown restrictions are starting to get relaxed slowly and gradually. But lockdown or not, right here on Red Carpet, we're keeping an eye out on how this pandemic is affecting the entertainment and the sports industry around the world. And with that said, let's go. And of course, we'll begin with Africa Day. British star Idris Elba hosted a virtual concert in partnership with MTV Base Africa and YouTube to mark the occasion with some of the continent's biggest names in music, including Burna Boy, Angelique Kidjo, Sauti Sol, Shoma Jozi, Salif Keita, Tiwa Savage, and many others. Observed annually on May 25th, Africa Day celebrates the achievements made against colonialism and apartheid. But this year, it was more about raising money to help those affected by coronavirus. Comedian Trevor Noah and Miss Universe South African Zozibini Tunzi also made appearances during the 2-hour event. Questlove and The Roots also celebrated a 24-hour virtual event with an introduction by Naomi Campbell, bringing together performances and conversations from the biggest stars and DJs. And in music news, Universal Music Group announced the launch of a new label, Def Jam Africa, to represent the best hip-hop and Afrobeat musicians on the continent. This label will follow in the footsteps of the well-known Def Jam Recordings label and will initially be based in Johannesburg and Lagos. Some of the talent that is part of the label's launch includes Boiti, Casper Nyayovest and Nadia Nakai from South Africa, and Larry Gaga and Vector from Nigeria. Essence magazine is out with its first Africa list recognizing this generation's brightest and most inspirational Africans in music, sports, activism, and more. For the best in music list, there is Nigeria's Burna Boy, Mali's Aya Nakamura, and South Africa's Shoma Jozi. And as for sports, Caster Semenya and Sia Kolisi from South Africa and Eliud Kipchoge from Kenya all made that list. And when it comes to activism, those who have fought hard for social, political, and cultural change, there is Ala Salah from Sudan, Raja Meziani from Algeria, and Stella Nyanzi from Uganda. And now on to fashion. Without runway shows and event gatherings due to the coronavirus, will designers have to change how they debut their new collections? One Congolese designer has found a unique way, a 3D digital fashion. Anifa Mvemba debuted her latest collection, Pink Label Congo, as part of her brand Hanifa on Instagram Live using 3D models who walked smoothly down the screen with outfits covering their three-dimensional curves. But putting together the virtual show wasn't easy. Anifa told Teen Magazine that, quote, designing content using 3D models and now an entire collection has been a complete game changer for me. It requires an even greater amount of attention to detail for the clothes to fit and look just right. Meanwhile, Welsh-born designer Lucy Jones has launched a unique fashion brand in New York City, clothes made specifically for people with disabilities. Anna Nelson met with the inspiring designer to learn more about her brand, and Anna Rice narrates her story. Please note that this story was produced prior to the coronavirus pandemic.
Welsh-born designer Lucy Jones says she's been interested in fashion since she was a child, starting when her parents gave her a sewing machine.
When I was 19 years old, I was really feisty, fiery, brave. I thought moving all the way to New York from Wales, where there are more sheep than people, I wanted to be the next big designer that was going to have these glamorous runway shows. I was never thinking about disability. I was never thinking about, underserved people. And then something changed.
With most of the fashion industry serving the average healthy person, Jones didn't want to become just one of many. She wanted to be special.
I started talking with a family member who has cerebral palsy, and he said, wouldn't it be great if things were more accessible? Doing a pair of shoes independently, and things I had never thought about.
So Jones began to think about how a fashion designer can make the lives of disabled people easier and more beautiful. She raised this question with people she knew or found through social media. One of them, Rihanna, who models Jones's clothes, recalls the first time she saw the product.
We were in a cafe and we were sitting down, and she just pulled the product out of a bag to show me, and it was emotional for me because I've been so used to growing up and being a person with a disability kind of being ignored by the world and by fashion.
The release of her first collection in 2015 coincided with the 25th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, and her work was noticed. Jones started with accessories that she presented at a special event. A challenge many wheelchair-bound people face is there is nowhere to put a hot drink as they wheel. So she designed a special cup holder and a purse holder.
Just regular purses, trying to just throw it over your shoulder, and every time I'm rolling, it's just falling down into my chair.
And after that event, a number of people from the audience, investors, just said, I want to invest.
Her products quickly became a huge success.
Lucy Jones has just been named as one of the world's brightest entrepreneurs, and it's all for a good cause as well. She designs clothes specifically for disabled people.
Women's Designer of the Year is Lucy Jones.
Jones's creations are exhibited at New York's Museum of Modern Art, and at 25, she has more than talent. She has wisdom and compassion. For Anna Nelson in New York, Anna Rice, VOA News.
Rihanna's Savage X Fenty lingerie line has a new ambassador for its Summer 2020 campaign, and it's only fitting that it's Megan Thee Stallion, as her track Savage has become quite a hit. She said, quote, "I'm so excited to work with a brand that embodies diversity and celebrates women in all their glory." Rihanna says that Megan Thee Stallion seems to embody just what the line needed. "Megan is the energy we were looking for," she said in the statement about the Summer 2020 campaign. "She's a risk taker with an attitude, character, and personality." The rapper's fellow Houstonian Beyoncé joined her for the Savage remix, which made its way to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Fan favorite Kevin Hart has been through a lot this year, but things seem to be looking up for the actor-comedian these days.
Hart says he's made nearly a full recovery from a car crash in the hills above Malibu in California last September.
I'm probably about 95 to 97%. It's been a fun journey of just getting back to this space. So now it's seeing if I can surpass it and where I can get to, after. So if I can be better than what I was before, that's dope as hell. Quite the accomplishment. I'll be happy with that.
Hart is promoting his new audiobook, out now, titled The Decision: Overcoming Today's BS for Tomorrow's Success.
Right now, it's like I'm kind of stepping into this space of inspiring, motivating, and informing, and not to tell people what to do or say it's this way or the highway. It's just to give a different eyesight or a look through a different lens.
And the Jumanji star and wife Nico Hart are expecting their second child together. Hart has 2 children from a previous marriage.
we're having a girl. There you go.
And are you ready for another girl?
Yeah, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing. Baby number 4. So the family is growing, and you know, it's something I couldn't have never imagined coming up, that I would be a father of 4, a family of 6, you know, 2 dogs. It's a little surreal, but I'm taking it all in, and I'm extremely thankful.
And when it comes to choosing her roles, recording label and actress Jenelle Monae wants to honor the character she plays and make an impact to the person or struggle. And that's what made her role as a former soldier with PTSD in the 2nd season of the Amazon thriller Homecoming so important.
Oh, it was fun. This was a ride, and I feel like I came out, you know, such a stronger actor, and a lot of it has to do with just that the immense amount of research that I put into getting ready and prepared for Jackie to play this woman, this ex-vet who wakes up in the middle of a boat with no memory, no clue who she is, how she got there, and we're on this journey to discover her identity. And every time she thinks she's getting closer to the truth, she's getting closer to a lie.
Jenelle Monae did some studying to understand the mysterious tone of the series.
I watched films like Memento. I watched the Jason Bourne identity films. I watched a movie with Nicole Kidman that deals with memory loss called Before I Go to Sleep. You know, tried to read up on amnesia and short-term, long-term memory loss. So I learned a lot more about people and about, you know, our ex-vets and PTSD and how we treat our ex-vets. You know, this talks a lot about capitalism, and it talks a lot about what it means to be a good citizen to each other and to fight against the machine.
She also wanted to salute the real heroes of the day.
I want to just, you know, give a salute to heroes in our communities, the essential workers and the doctors and the nurses and everybody who is having to put their lives on the line to care for us. That's super important. So I'm going to dedicate this season to them.
And before we say goodbye, here is a look at season 2 of Homecoming. And with that, we come to the end of our show today. I want to thank you for hanging out with us today. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, check us out at voanews.com. We are also on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Until next time, goodbye everybody, and stay safe.